Now then everyone, and welcome to this week's video. Now I am slightly going off schedule this week, and I know last week I mentioned I was going to show you how to create the My Menu system on the Panasonic S1. However, I've got some really important news which I'm excited to share with you all on the channel. So what I'm stopping the week's schedule for today to talk to you about is, if you remember back to when I made my why I started my YouTube channel in lockdown video, I did mention kind of where I saw the channel going and where I quite kind of want to see it evolving in the future. And one thing I mentioned, or a few things I mentioned in there, were such as collaborations and potentially short films and doing short films and things like that. Now, I'm excited to announce this week that myself and some colleagues have got together, not physically because of lockdown, but we've got together and we've sort of talked about creating a little proof of concept scene that I've been involved in for the last week or so, or more than a week, developing how it's going to look and what's going to be happening with it. So when you watch this video, I'll probably already be in post-production, but the idea is I want to kind of release some films in the next few weeks that show the making of and the behind the scenes of what we're kind of up to with it. Now I will be using ultimately the resources I have available to me, such as the Panasonic S1 and the 50mm Sigma lens that I've been talking about over the last few weeks, and also my lighting kits and audio and all the rest of it that I have at my disposal. Now Becky, who you may have seen in some of my other videos as well, she's going to be my camera operator, and ultimately I'm going to be in front of the camera for most of it, which again, because of lockdown, I'm not able to get actors and things like that. So unfortunately I will be acting in it, but don't worry, because I've sort of been put in charge of the narrative and the story development of it on top of the filming side of things. I've made sure I've given myself, or my character should I say, few lines to save you all from my acting skills. So ultimately, I just want to tell you a little bit about what the video is going to be. Now I keep referring to it as a proof of concept, and that's because we're not really aiming to make a short film with this concept. It is only kind of like a scene from something that could be bigger. And my good friend who's done the concept art for it sort of started us with one of his designs, and we've based the film around his concept, which I may be showing on the screen right now. So the idea of the proof of concept was to set ourselves some limitations, ultimately for me to be filming with the limitations of what I've got available to me at home and the help I've got at home, but also how you can create a story based off of just a design and the things that you have around you. So I'm not saying this is going to be the best short film, but it's certainly one that's testing all of our resources. Now the other exciting feature of this proof of concept, or I refer to it as a short film again, is it's going to have quite a lot of visual effects. Now I won't be doing the visual effects elements to it. Again, my very talented colleagues will be doing that from their own home stations as well. So there's going to be some CGI elements, some animation elements. Now Becky, I'll be showing her how to use the camera and things like that, but some of the film, obviously I won't be able to be behind the camera and then running back in front of the camera, because as you all know, with the Panasonic S1, the autofocus can't be relied on, so Becky will be primarily, hopefully, be getting me in focus, and I can concentrate more on the lighting. Now I'll give you a little bit of a teaser with the lighting. I've sort of set the light up today in the style and the aesthetic which I'm going to be going for in the short film. So I am a massive fan of Rembrandt lighting as a technique. Now if you don't know what Rembrandt lighting is, there are thousands of articles online which you can read up about it, but essentially it's where you get the lighting which creates a little bit of a triangle shadow on your subject, made famous by the artist Rembrandt. And it's a popular Hollywood technique which can derive a lot of mood and atmosphere from your scenes. Now hopefully, now I've talked about it in this video, I've executed it well enough in the proof of concept, but yeah, you guys will soon see. So yeah, hopefully over the next few weeks, this is the kind of thing that I'm going to be going over. It's going to be the behind the scenes of how it's all been crafted and some of the techniques and ways that we've created the film. And then once it's all been cut and created, we'll hopefully be able to share that with you all as well. So yeah, with that in mind, that's why this week's video is slightly different. But hopefully, you know, you guys want to see this content as well. If you do, please let me know in the comments section underneath. And as always, please like, and if you've not already done so, subscribe to the channel, because that always helps out. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I'll be having some pre-production paperwork to show you and talk about.